New York City. You've seen it in movies, heard it in songs, and dreamed about its skyline. It's one of the most iconic places on Earth. A city built on dreams, struggles, culture, and non-stop energy. But what is the real story behind the Big Apple? Today, we're going to explain its history, its crime reality, its cost of living, and its future in one powerful story. Our journey begins back in 1624. Dutch settlers arrived on the island of Manhattan and established a small trading post they called New Amsterdam. You've probably heard the famous story. They bought the entire island for goods worth just $24. 40 years later, in 1664, the British sailed in, took control, and renamed it New York. This was the seed from which the world's greatest city would grow. Over the next few centuries, New York became a beacon of hope. Millions of immigrants from every corner of the globe passed through the gates of Ellis Island, each bringing their own cultures, languages, and traditions. This incredible influx of people is what gave the city its unique, vibrant, and diverse character, true melting pot of humanity. By the 20th century, New York had transformed into the financial heart of the world. Wall Street became a global powerhouse. Skyscrapers like the Empire State Building began to pierce the clouds, and the sprawling subway system connected every corner of the 5 boroughs. The city became a symbol of ambition and progress. Of course, New York's story isn't just about success. The city has faced immense hardship. It weathered the Great Depression, stared down bankruptcy during the financial crisis of the 1970s, and endured the unimaginable tragedy of 9/11s. Yet, through it all, New York has shown incredible resilience. Each time it was knocked down, it rebuilt itself, always emerging stronger and more determined than before. And all the while, it continued to shape American and global culture through its groundbreaking music, its legendary Broadway theater, its trend-setting fashion, and its powerful media. But there's another side to New York's history, one that's often romanticized in movies but was terrifying in reality. Its long struggle with crime. In the early 1900s, powerful gangs ruled entire neighborhoods. By the 1970s and 80s, the city had earned a reputation as one of the most dangerous places in America. The situation was dire. Murders peaked at a staggering 2,200 a year. The subways felt like no man's land, and the world-famous Times Square was a chaotic hub of crime and decay. It was a dark, gritty period that defined a generation's perception of the city. However, starting in the mid-1990s, something remarkable happened. Crime rates began to fall dramatically. This turnaround was the result of a combination of factors. New, more effective policing strategies, a booming economy that created jobs, and communities banding together to take back their streets. So, what is the reality today? New York is significantly safer than it was during the dark days of the 80s and 90s. Statistically, it's actually safer than many other large American cities. But that doesn't mean it's a utopia. Especially since the pandemic, there's been a noticeable increase in certain crimes, like theft and unsettling incidents on the subway. The city still grapples with major challenges like homelessness and a growing mental health crisis, issues that are magnified in a place with such a massive population. The reality is complex. It is a city that has made huge strides in public safety but still faces the persistent struggles of modern urban life. Now, let's talk about something every New Yorker knows all too well. The astronomical cost of living. If you dream of moving to Manhattan, be prepared for sticker shock. A simple one-bedroom apartment can easily cost you between $3,500 and $5,000 a month. And it's not just Manhattan. Rents in Brooklyn and Queens are climbing higher every year. Beyond rent, everything is expensive. Groceries, dining out, even just getting around on the subway. It all adds up. To survive, let alone thrive. In New York, you need a substantial income. So why do people keep coming? Because for all its costs, New York offers something priceless: opportunity. It remains the global epicenter for finance, tech, fashion, media, and entertainment. It's a place where you can network with the best in your field, where a single connection can change your life, and where ambition is the common language. But make no mistake, it's also a place of intense competition. For every success story, there are countless others who struggle to make it. New York is a city that can make your dreams come true, but it demands grit, resilience, and a relentless drive to survive. Looking ahead, New York is entering a new chapter, facing new challenges and opportunities that will define its future. The rise of remote work is fundamentally changing the city's relationship with the office. Many of those iconic midtown skyscrapers are underused, and the city is now exploring creative solutions, like converting empty office buildings into residential apartments. This could help ease the relentless pressure on the housing market. Major infrastructure projects are also underway. There are plans for new subway extensions to connect underserved neighborhoods, ambitious coastal protection plans to guard against the effects of climate change, and the continued growth of new, vibrant technology districts like Hudson Yards. The city's ability to innovate and adapt is key to its future success. New York's lifeblood has always been its people. It continues to attract immigrants and ambitious young talent from all over the world, ensuring a constant process of renewal and reinvention. This influx of new energy and ideas is what keeps the city dynamic and globally relevant. However, it also faces serious hurdles. The rising cost of living threatens to push out the very artists, innovators, and working-class families that give the city its soul. Climate risks, an aging transit system, and the ongoing challenge of maintaining public safety are all critical issues that the city must navigate. Despite everything, New York remains one of the most influential, resilient, and culturally powerful cities on the planet. It is a city of profound contradictions. It's a place of immense wealth and deep poverty, of reassuring safety and unnerving risk, of soul-crushing stress and pure, unadulterated magic. All of these extremes exist side by side, creating the unforgettable, chaotic, and beautiful experience that is New York City. This is the story of a city that never sleeps, a city that is constantly changing yet somehow always remains itself. It's a story of history, of a complex reality, and of a future that is still being written. This is New York City, explained. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more stories about the world's greatest cities. We'll see you in the next one.